It lets
This
me.
meeting is
Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was loud. Okay, guys, here we go. So I'm gonna start with the one question about how theirs started on Apple, guys. Um, Mine looks like this on my live. This is my demo account, guys. But if yours, you just open it up, you might only just see one pair here. Actually, you probably see a whole lot. But if you guys are on Apple, right up here to the top left, do you see this little box where it says AAPL? That's Apple. You can go ahead in there and that's how you're going to change your pair. So let's say you wanted to trade NAS, you would go to NAS. If you guys wanted to trade, Euro JPY, you're going to type it in, but that's how you guys are going to find and go through your pairs. You can also add a watch list, which is going to be right here. And there's a tutorial video on this too of how to kind of set up Sway. But if you guys like the watch list, you can definitely use that. What I find works best for me, honestly, is I like my four little squares. Where are we at? I like this view right here. Because I don't trade too many pairs. I normally trade like four. So this is what my chart typically will look like. I will have my four that I like to trade here, and this is what mine will look like. You can customize Sway however you like it. Some people like one big chart. Some people like, charts over here and their positions over here. You can customize this however you guys want. There is a tutorial video on all of that. I will drop it in the chat again, but it's already dropped in the chat, but I'll drop it again so you guys can find it easily. Stefan's recording. Yep, that's the one I'm talking about. He goes over how to basically access like all the tools and stuff. Tonight I kind of wanted to just show you guys how to input trades because a lot of people are struggling with, okay, a signal's pushed out. Now what do I do with the signal? So that's kind of what we're going to go over tonight. But if you guys do have any other questions, please feel free to let me know. Okay, so let me find a pair. Euro's not going to work. I'm going to have to go to like Bitcoin or something because it is the weekend. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Let me make this big so you guys can see. Okay, so this right here is Bitcoin. And let's say they wanted us to take a buy. Okay. So there's multiple different ways you can do this, and there's multiple different ways you're gonna see people push out trade ideas. You might see a signal pushed in the signals channel, or you could be on like opening bell and they could be scalping the market. Now, let's say we're on opening bell and you're watching it, and let's say they have it marked up, and they're like, hey, buy, we're on Bitcoin right now, so buy Bitcoin when it comes right here. When price comes to that point, you're going to go ahead and click. You see this to the top left, you have a buy and a sell button. These are buy by market and sell by market. So essentially what that means is you're buying at market price right now. Price is where we want it. We're buying now. So you're going to go ahead and click buy. Now, some people, especially for opening bell, I'm so sorry. I feel like my voice is cracking. I'm freezing in my house. Especially for opening bell, they will turn on what's called one-click trading, and it'll kind of eliminate this little box here. So when you click buy, it's going to just enter you into that trade. All right. So that's really the only difference. If you want that for like opening bell for scalp plays and stuff, you can definitely turn on your one-click trading. But just be careful when you click buy or you click sell, it's going to enter you into that trade. If not, you're going to get this little box right here, new order. Oh, excuse me. So our symbol, that's the pair that we're trading. Order type, market, that's buying by market, okay? Your lot size, this is going to be your lot size. We might, I might go over lot sizes at the end if we have time, but we can definitely plan to do that another week as well. But this is going to be your lot sizes, guys. So you're going to risk whatever's appropriate for your account. Let's say it's like a 0.05. And it's going to show you here too. So your margin impact on a 0.05 on Bitcoin is going to be $22. And then if you wanted to add protection orders, which would be your stop loss and your TP, they would be right here. Now, if you guys are on opening bell and you're just buying the pair, you're not going to add these because you're going to be trading live with them and you're going to watch that trade and you're going to manually close it out when you're ready. So let's say we don't add a stop loss, we don't add a TP, and we send this order. Oop. Let me turn the volume off on my, there we go. Just so you guys don't hear that. Okay. So now we're in this trade live. All right. So up top right here, the P&L, profit and loss, is showing us right now where we're sitting. We're negative 20 cents. This is our little, shows us where we entered. We entered into a buy, a 0.05. So we're in this trade live. Now, let's say it's going to be a little hard. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's say price just pushed way up into profit. Okay. And we want to trail that stop loss. You're going to hear that term so much. Trail your stop loss, move your stop loss into profit, secure profits. You're going to hear this a lot. What you're going to do is you're going to click on this little box and you're going to add a stop loss, and it's going to give you a line, and you literally just drag it. Boop. You're just going to move the line. Now, I can't set this stop loss here. It's not going to let me because I set it above price. You can't place a stop loss where price hasn't been yet. But if price did push up here, let's say price was up here, it would allow you to start moving this stop loss into profit. All that means is as price is moving into profit, you're moving that stop loss into profit. Okay. So let's say price moved 50 pips into profit. You move your stop loss about 30 into profit. You kind of want to give it some breathing room. You don't want to, let's say price just barely moves into profit and then you throw that stop loss into profit. It's going to clip you out if it's still lingering there. You want to give it a little breathing room, let price push, and then you're going to move that stop loss, and you're just going to drag it. Like all I'm doing right now to move this is click and drag it. And then what you would do is let it go, and it's going to, there's your stop loss. So let's say we wanted to move it up here. Let it go. There's your stop loss. So really all you do with this, guys, is you click and drag it. Does that make sense for adjusting a stop loss? Or are you guys like super brand new and completely lost? Would it work the same way on a phone? I don't know, to be honest. I'm Apple, so I have not gotten the Android. I'm assuming it's, or excuse me, I haven't gotten the app because I'm on Apple. I'm assuming the app, it's going to allow you to click and drag it, but I do not know for sure. Do you guys understand the stop loss concept? Do you understand how to do this on your computers? You're just clicking and you're dragging it. That is it. Make sense? Okay, cool. Yes. This is where I struggle when it's live. What exactly do you struggle with? Like you don't know when you should be moving it, or what's kind of like your struggle? Like I said, you want to give it a little bit of breathing room. You don't want to put it into profit like too soon. Like let it kind of pump and then move it into profits. But let me know if there's like a specific thing that you're struggling with on that. So let's say I want this to disappear. Oh, it's there. To split the lot size. Okay, we can go over splitting lot size too, because that's another thing that you guys are going to hear a lot of. So we're currently in this trade live. It's not going to move much. Again, it's the weekend, so I had to come on Bitcoin. But let's say we want to close this trade out. Can you continue to move once you let it go? What do you mean? Oh, like, can I click it? Yeah, you can click it again and move it. Yep. Yeah, anytime you want to move it, you just click it and drag it. So, I can't put it up there, but let's say I want to put it down here. I don't know why this is being silly, but yeah, you can just click and drag it anytime you want. Trailing your stop loss, yeah. So essentially trailing your stop loss, all that means is as price is pushing into profits, you are moving that stop loss slowly behind. So let's say price is up 50. You're going to move that stop loss to like 30. Price pumps to 100. We're going to now move our stop loss to 50. You know, as it's moving up, you're moving that stop loss because all that's going to do is just secure profits. So let's say, you know, your kid gets into something, you have to run away from your computer, or you can't watch it, or just something happens. Like sometimes the Yeah. Sometimes the market can just be volatile out of nowhere, and it shoots down. It's going to clip you out when it hits your stop loss, yes, because that's what stop losses do. Whenever you hit a stop loss, it's going to take you out of that trade, but it's not going to take you out in negative anymore. It's going to take you out in positive. We have to be in profits first to add or trail stop loss. You don't have to be in profits to add a stop loss. You can definitely add a stop loss, but you can't put a stop loss where price hasn't gone. So you have to let price pump into profit before you can put it into profit, if that makes sense. So like if you enter at 50 and price is at 60, I can't throw a stop loss up at 80 when price isn't there yet. You have to kind of slowly trail behind it. So as price goes from 50 to 100, now I'm going to put my stop loss at 50. And hey, price went to 100 from 100 to 150. Now my stop loss is at 100. You're kind of slowly just trailing behind it as price moves forward. So for example, you would just kind of move it into profit, move it into profit as it moves up. I hope that makes sense. Let me know though. I need to get a blanket. Yep, of course. So how to add more than one take profit. Yep, we can go over that. So more than one take profit. Okay. Let's do this. Ooh. Alrighty. I'll get to the more than one take profit in a moment. So let's say we want to close out of this trade, guys. Two different ways you can do this. I personally like it on the chart view. It's easier for me. Again, like when I'm trading normally, I have this split into 4 screens with my 4 pairs that I like, and I just trade off of here. If you want, you can have this positions tab, and you can have it set up if you watch that video wherever you'd like, but this is also going to show you your open trades. So you can close out of it here by clicking this X, or on your chart, you can click the little X right here. Now, sorry guys, not my best night. Okay, so when you go to click close, it's going to give you this option, all right? Somebody had mentioned closing partials. So to close partials, you're going to see this little box right here called lots to close. We're in this for a 0.05, so we can close partials if we wanted. So let's say we wanted to take half of our profits. You're going to just go in here and it's going to show you guys. It's going to show you guys right here that I'm closing 0.03 out of the 0.05. So let's say I only wanted to close half or close to half. I would do that. Push close position. And then it's going to fill half of it, but I still have a trade running here. But do you guys see how it changed from a 0.05 to a 0.02? I closed half of that trade. You can do that whenever you'd like. Like, so normally you would do it essentially when you're in profit to secure some profits. Like, okay, wow, you know, I'm up 10%. Let me secure some of this and I'm going to see how far the rest can ride. Excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. So that would be securing partials. And to add on to that, somebody had asked about the multiple TPs. So like, how do we split lots appropriately? Okay, I'll go over that as well. Let me go back up to the more take profits. So with the multiple take profits, there's a couple ways that you guys can do this, and it's completely up to you. Some people will enter a trade, like let's say like I just did. As it approaches TP1, they're going to take partials and secure some profits at TP1. As it approaches TP2, same thing. They're going to take partials. TP3, partials. And they're going to kind of let it ride to see how far it can go. So that's how you can do TPs, multiple TPs. You can do it by taking partials, or the only other way to do it would be multiple trades. Because if I wanted to set up a take profit on this trade right here, you can only set up one. It's not going to allow you to do multiple take profits. You can only have one take profit. So let's say I wanted that one, but let's say I wanted a second trade with a different take profit. You're just going to enter that trade again. Same entry price. You would enter 2. Sorry, that's loud. Now I'm in the second trade, and now I want to add a TP to this one. So now I'm going to add a TP, add take profit. And then let's say this was TP2. Does that kind of make sense? So as far as like the multiple TPs, you're either securing profits off of one trade or you're splitting your lots and you're doing multiple trades. Now, the reason I say splitting lots, you guys are going to start to learn about lot sizes, proper risk management, etc. if you haven't already. And this is what you should be using per your account. I can drop a little cheat sheet in here as well. But let's say per your account, you can only trade, like a 0.06. Like that's good leverage for you, a 0.06. You would not come in here and take multiple 0.06s to place multiple TPs. You would have to break that into, if you wanted the 3 TPs, you would break it into 3 0.02s. Okay, so you're still risking that 0.06, but you've just broken it up into 3 different trades. Or some people like to go in for that 0.06 and they secure profits. So they're going to pool 0.02 at each take profit. Does that kind of make sense? That's how you would be properly risking each trade. Let me know if that makes sense. If not, let me know. Perfect. I think splitting lot sizes is honestly the way to go, especially with the way that the leaders trade, because typically they're going to give you an aggressive and a modest entry. Like if you look at our signals and you look at the live calls, they're going to give you a zone. So for me, I think it's smart to split your lot sizes, go into that aggressive zone with a lighter lot size so that you can hold it just in case it pulls to the modest. And then you pop another entry down at the modest and you're not sweating it. You're not stressing because you didn't over leverage. I think splitting lot sizes is awesome. Ooh, excuse me. Makes sense, makes sense. Beautiful. Okay, so let's say we want to close out of these. I'm going to do it from the positions tab, just do it a little bit differently. But this is showing me all my open positions right now. Let's say I just want to close out of these trades. I'm going to click the little X. I'm going to close position. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that. That's loud. And then I want to close this position. So I'm going to push this little X. And again, if you guys want to close partials, it's going to show you it right here, your lots to close. You're going to go ahead and adjust that. And you're going to, let's say I want to close 0.02 out of 0.05. I would close this. If you want to close the whole thing, just go to the whole lot and close position. Yep, I can definitely share the cheat sheet with you guys. I know some of you aren't in my chat. That's perfectly fine. I can share it with you guys and pin it in the big chat. Okay, so that's going to be kind of entering your trades. Now, there is other ways that you can do it, of course. So if you see a trade signal pushed out and you want to set up a limit, you can. I know a lot of people heavily like the market execution. It's going to be your best bet, to be honest, just because of spreads and stuff. Market execution is the best. But let's say you wanted to set up a limit because you're not going to be on your computer or whatever the case may be. When you guys hover, you're going to see this little plus, and when you click it, it's going to give you the option for buy limit and a sell stop. You just click buy limit, and then it's going to give you your order form again. So your order type is a limit. Really all a limit means, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I got a cough. Okay. Really all a limit means, unlike the market execution, again, price is where we want it. We are buying and we are selling now, right where price is. Limit, price isn't there yet. So let's say we wanted to buy Bitcoin, but we didn't want to buy until it came down to like, let's drag this line. I don't know, 43,574. Right now it's at 44. So we have to wait for price to come to us to enter. You can set up a limit like this. So you would go to right here, your limit price, wherever it is you want to enter. Same thing, your lot size. Now with these, if you do set up a limit, please do not set up a limit. Walk away and forget about it without having a stop loss or a take profit on there. Okay. Easiest way to blow your account, you forget about a trade, you have a limit set up, you go to sleep, and then you wake up and no account because you're not watching charts. And let's say it randomly clips in, news happens or something happens and it goes the wrong way. that thing is going to continue to drain your account as long as that trade is going the wrong way. And it will drain it until you have no more money, clip you out, and say, sorry. So please, if you're going to use a limit and you're setting it up for like a future trade, just make sure you add in your stop loss and your TP. And this is how you would do it, guys. And what's really cool with Sway is it shows you your projected loss. So like if we're entering at, let me make this an even number just to make it a little bit easier. 43,200. Ooh. So let's say we wanted to enter at like 43,200. And then we want to make our stop loss 43,100. Oh, why isn't this typing? 43,100. There we go. So it's going to show me my projected loss here. Projected loss percent of balance is only 0.04. Projected loss is $5. Take profit, or I'm sorry, not take profit, pips, 1,000 pips. So it's going to kind of break all that down for you. So when you're going into these trades, it gives you like a better, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it helps you guys, you know, actually risk properly, because a lot of people, we didn't have like this on the other ones where it showed you like your projected loss and like what you're actually risking of your balance. Like if you go into a trade and you put in, you know, like some crazy lot size and you don't realize it, it's going to show you down here. Like you're risking, you know, like let's say we want to do like a 2. There you go. We're risking 14% of our balance. You never want to risk that on a trade. You never want to risk that much. You want to risk like maybe 1 to 2% per trade. That is it. So anyway, it kind of shows you your projected loss and all that jazz here. And then if you wanted to send the order, you would just set it up like a 0.05 or whatever it is. And take profit has to be, take profit has to be higher. But let's say we wanted our take profit at like 3,300. There you go. It's going to show you your projected loss, projected profit. Obviously, this is not a pretty trade. Like your risk to reward ratio here is terrible, but you guys can see it laid out for you right here. What you would be risking, what you would make if it hit your TP, and so on and so forth. Let me check the chat. Sorry, guys, my throat. I am not feeling the best tonight. So how to determine what the stop loss and TP will be. They're going to give you those. So to learn how to do that, you guys are going to learn how to do that. It's going to take a little time for you guys to learn how to do that. But they are going to tell you with every trade that they push out, they're going to give you TPs, which are your take profits, and they're going to give you stop losses. Now, one thing that I do want to go over with the stop losses, guys, is a lot of the leaders trade with what's called like a 4-hour candle closure. So if you see a signal push out and it says, you know, buy such and such at whatever, and then the stop loss is if a 4-hour candle closes below a certain point. What I want you guys to do for those, and I'm going to explain them in a minute, is take a line. So on your Sway, over here to the left, you have your tools. Just go ahead and grab any price line. And I want you to put it to whatever price it is they say, like on the 4-hour candle closure. So like, let's say it was this. All right. So let's say they said buy BTC now. Stop loss is if 4-hour candle closes below 43,510, what I marked up here. You want to add a line there, and what you're going to do, they're going to monitor it as well, and they're going to let you know. But if you're going to take these trades, you're essentially taking it without a stop loss, okay? You're not adding a stop loss, because if it hits this point, they're not exiting the trade. If I had a stop loss set here, it would exit me out of the trade, all right? So what they're doing is, let's say for some reason price does decide to come down here and pull into drawdown. They're waiting for a 4-hour candle closure. If it's a 4-hour candle closure, correct. If they just give you a straight stop loss, you set that stop loss. What they're waiting for is if a candle closed below this point. And what that means is a candle body. So for instance, this right here, I think I have a tool. Let's just use this. Nope, that's not working. What is this? Oh my gosh. I don't know what tools I have here, right here. This thing right here, this candle. is a good example of something that broke and closed below. So a candle closure, it has to be the body of the candle. So if you guys can see this red bodied candle right here, it closed below. Really quick before I go any further, is there anybody brand new on here who doesn't know where the candles open and close? Because I can run through that really quick so you guys understand the candle closures. Hey, wick does not count. Nope. Me? Okay, cool. So if you guys are brand new, let me run through this really quick. You have your candles, okay? You have your bullish candles, your green candles. They open at the bottom of the body. So this one opened right here. And they close at the top of the body, okay? These wicks, all they signify is that at some point during the 4-hour time frame, because we're on the 4-hour, okay? And this goes for all time frames. Some point during here, price pulled a little bit higher, but it couldn't hold. It got pulled down here to close. And then at some point, it was a tiny little red candle because, oops, sorry, guys. Ooh, here we go. At some point, it was a tiny little red candle because you see this tiny little wick? It pulled a little bit here, but then it just came in and pulled. So all your green candles, they open at the bottom of the body. They close at the top. The wicks just show you that at some point it was up here at the 4-hour, but it couldn't hold. At some point during the 4-hour, it tried to pull down here a teeny bit, but it couldn't hold. Your red candles are just the opposite. So this candle opened here at this price, and it closed down here at this price. Okay, so it opened at the top of the body, closed at the bottom of the body. All the wicks are showing you again is at some point during the 4-hour candle, when this candle was live, at some point this candle was green because remember it opened here. So at some point it pulled up here and was a green candle, but then sellers came in and pulled it right back down. At some point during the 4 hours, it pulled a little bit further, but it couldn't hold and it pulled back right here. So does that make sense, or do you guys want me to run through that again? Because I can. You said, okay, good. I'm happy that you guys understood that. It's making sense? Okay. If you want me to run through it again, I can. Let me know. I just wanted you guys to understand where the candles open and close so that when I run through this next part, you get it. So again, with the 4-hour candle closure, you need to be on your 4-hour time frame, which you're going to find right here. You have all these time frames, guys. Oh, beautiful. I'm happy that you guys are getting this. I'm trying to keep it as like simple and to the point as possible. So you're going to go to your 4-hour. And again, you're going to just slap a line on here because what you're waiting for, and it doesn't always do this, like sometimes it just smacks price and it shoots to the moon. It doesn't even come to the projected, stop loss. But if price pulls down here, this would be an example of a closure. Okay. Candle came down and it actually closed here. The thing with these candle closures, you have to wait for the 4 hours to end. For example, this candle is still live. You see how over here to the right, we have 1 hour and 56 minutes left? This is still a live candle. So if this was the live candle that we were on and we saw it come down here, we wouldn't just exit the trade right away. We would be watching it. But here's the catch with this, okay? I need you guys to take this part that I'm about to say. This is where risk comes in. And this is a really great example right here. This candle, it closed below, but look at this massive wick. This thing came all the way down here to 41.91, okay? This was a big old red candle. If you stayed in the trade for this massive drawdown, you would be negative a lot of money, a lot of percentage of your account, okay? When you're playing these candle closures, I want you guys to, even if everybody else says, oh, I'm holding it, I'm holding the drawdown, I'm not exiting the trade. If you are approaching like 2% of your account, I would rather you guys close that trade and move on to the next. Because to be stuck up in this drawdown right here could, one, blow your account. Two, it's going to not allow you to then enter into another trade because your used margin is going to be ridiculous. So you're just sweating at this point, hoping that it comes back. And it never even did. It closed below. So then you're stuck below here, just lingering in the negative forever. So when you play these 4-hour candle closures, yes, you're not adding in a stop loss, but you guys need to implement your own stop losses. Like 2%, 3 max per trade. Like you don't even want to risk 3. 2%, if that thing starts inching 2%, like let's say it's $20 of your account. If you're negative 20, negative 23, just close it. Just close it and go to the next trade, because that negative 23, when I tell you it can go from 23 to 230 pretty quick, it can. And then you're sweating and you're wishing that you closed it at negative 23. So again, if you're playing these 4-hour candle closures, please just keep in mind, you still need to use an appropriate risk for your account. Everybody's will be a little bit different. So again, you're not setting a specific stop loss, you're leaving it empty, but you are watching that trade. And if it starts to hit your allotted risk for your account, you close it. You close it and you catch the next trade, because they would have exited this anyway because it closed below. But it's not worth the 4 hours of sweating, because I'm telling you, down here, this is negative a lot. And this candle might not have been a big wick. It could have been a big red candle and it could have closed here and then kept going. And that's how people blow accounts. So that's where proper risk management comes in. And you guys kind of have to look at your account, be like, okay, you know, $20 is my 2%. That's all I'm willing to risk. And if it does go into drawdown, you know, it's okay to close a trade when it hits your risk amount. It's perfectly fine. I would rather you take that loss, move on to the next one. So if it says stop loss 4-hour candle closes above 16,590, we go to the last 4-hour candle and watch it. Not necessarily. So it can be any candle. So let's say, let's do it. Let's pretend it's a buy, because you said a buy. I was doing a buy anyway. So let's say this was like our entry point. Let me change the color so it's a little bit easier for y'all to see. Let's say this green line, I need to make that bigger, was our entry point. And then they said, hey, you know, stop loss here if it closes below red. Oh, that's not a good color. You can't really see that. Do yellow. Okay. Really all you're doing is setting this line and you're kind of going to watch it. Now, it could be any candle. It doesn't necessarily need to be like this live candle. Like price can linger, you know, like you see how price right here is kind of just not really going anywhere, moving side to side. Even right here, it's kind of just here lingering. Price can linger here for a little while. It doesn't necessarily have to be that candle. It's just if a candle, any candle, pulls down here after you guys enter. So let's say we enter here and then, you know, it's lingering, but then this third candle decides, hey, I'm going to come down here. That's when you're watching it. And that's when they're waiting to see if it closes below. But you don't know, you know, depending on how much time is left on that candle, how long it can be in drawdown. And it can close below, like this big candle did right here. So that's why, like, everybody, like, and you're going to hear all the leaders say this as well, they preach, you know, proper risk management, because if it does pull, you don't want to just leave it, because that's how it can blow your account. So you're kind of just watching your 4-hour time frame. And then if a candle per se comes down here, then yeah, you're watching it, because you don't have a stop loss set. A set stop loss would be you typed in, you know, this as your stop loss, and then price clips it and bam, you're out. But also, if you guys are playing that and, you know, let's say you're in the live trade and it's lingering and you're going to sleep, don't go to sleep without a stop loss. Like if you're in that trade and they're playing that 4-hour candle closure stop loss, you need to set a stop loss that's appropriate for your account before you go to sleep, because you do not want to go to sleep and wake up to no account. Like having no stop loss set is just no. Unless you're watching that live, you're on opening bell, you're trading live with like the, you know, whatever the case may be. If you're watching the charts, fine. But if you're not watching the charts, you need to properly protect your account. Okay. Let's see what else we can go over. Does everyone understand like entering the trades? Because that was my biggest thing that I wanted to really go over, because I know a lot of people were struggling with that. Let me know. Is there any like specific trades, call outs that you get confused on? Are you guys confused on opening bell? Like, is there anything that's kind of throwing you guys off? that we can go over, let me know. Like I said, I'm not going to get into like anything crazy tonight. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood sway. Ooh. Let me know if you got any questions. So limit orders they give you, haven't gotten to the price yet. Yeah. So a limit order, guys. So if they call out a trade, and they said, hey, you know, set up a buy limit, it's basically because price isn't there yet. So price is right here. Let's say we wanted to buy Bitcoin, but we didn't want to buy until it came down here. You could set up a buy limit for this, to where once price comes and crosses over this line, it will clip you in to the trade automatically. So you don't have to come in here and click buy. If you have that limit set up, it's gonna clip you into that trade. And then same thing with the sell. If you set up a sell limit, let's say we wanted to enter up here and you put in your sell limit, it's going to automatically clip you in when it crosses over. Does that make sense? Can you show a BCR? I don't know if my brain's not working or what, but a BCR. Let me think for a minute. So I know what I'm showing you. Guess I'm doing so much better entering. Awesome, awesome. Repeat the green and candle differences again. Sure. Like where they open and where they close. I don't know why I can't figure out what that is. Oh, a break close retest. Is that what it is? Break close retest. Is that what you're asking me? All right. Let me know if that's what you're asking. I'm trying to sit here and think like what a BCR is. So the green and the red candles, if you're asking me like where they open and where they close. So your green candles, let me zoom in really quick so you guys can see. Your green candles are going to be known as like bullish candles. They're going to open at the bottom of this candle body. So like you see how this candle has a body and then it's got two wicks. So it opens at the bottom of the body and then it closes at the top of the body. All the wicks signify is that at some point during whichever time frame you're on, currently we're on the 4 hour. So each one of these candles is 4 hours long. At some point during the 4 hour, price pulled down here and it was red for a little while. And then at some point it pushed a little bit higher, but it couldn't hold and it closed right here. Your red candles are the same thing, just opposite. They open at the top of the body and they close at the bottom of the body. So this top wick tells me that at some point, you know, it was a little green candle trying, but it got pulled right back down. And at some point it was really red, but it couldn't hold down here, got pulled right back up. Is that what you're asking about the green and the red candles? Let me know. At least for myself, I find that when I do buy at market, it always gets me in at a different price. Is it better to have one click trade? Yeah, so like for opening bell and stuff, it's going to be a little bit better just to have that one click trade so you can do. So like if I turn this on and then I click buy, it just keeps entered me into that trade. That's going to be like I'm already in. There's no box like asking me to confirm. I'm in that trade. So it's going to be a little bit easier like for opening bell calls and stuff just because those are like your scalp calls. They're telling you like, hey, you know, when price comes here, like we're buying. So a lot of people like the one click trading for that. It's completely up to you, but it's not going to, I mean, once it hits, like bam, buy. You know, if I wanted to sell, sell. So that's completely up to you. Just be careful with it, guys, if you do have it on. Because again, you click the button, it's entering you into the trade. There's no confirmation box. When you go to close, it's going to ask you to close because it's going to ask you if you want to close different lots. Sorry, that's so loud every time it goes off. Planning on going live coming Monday. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. I found out yesterday we should be matching our entry price to TradingView and not Sway. That is a good thing to point out. So, oh, my computer's gonna die. I need to grab my charger. With that, yes, depending on who you're watching or what it is that you're doing. Let me get my charger really quick so my computer doesn't die on us. You're definitely going to want to. So, like Alex shows his trading view, you're going to want to enter when it hits on his screen, when it hits his price. Now, normally he will give you like the difference between sway and his price. So you can either do the math and be like, hey, you know, it's 20 pips off. So when his hits 520, that's when he's saying to enter. But for me, you know, it's going to be 500 on sway. Or you could be watching his trading view and like once it hits that line, bam, you're in. It just depends on who you're watching, whose chart's watching, because yes, sometimes the chart that's pushed out can be a little bit different than sway. We haven't started fully marking up on sway yet, just because the history, sorry, I'm trying to plug in my computer. The history's not there like it is on TradingView. TradingView has a really nice history, and let me zoom out and see what this one's got. At least for like NAS and stuff, they don't have it on sway. So you can't go as far back. But yes. Break, close, retest. Yeah, okay, I got you. I could show that. When we set an alert for a buyer, so when you go to set up an alert. Oh, that's up for you. So like on TradingView, whatever you want. So like if price is above your line and you want it to alert you when it crosses over it, like let's say, that's completely up to you. I would probably say crossing down for like if you're looking for a buy. So like let's say we wanted to let's say we wanted to buy here, like this was our buy spot. If you put it for crossing down, it's gonna like alert you when price comes this way. If you do crossing up, it's only gonna alert you like after prices came down here and then pushed back up. So it's up to you. But normally I would say crossing down for like your buys, just so it tells you like, hey, price is here. And then you can kind of assess and be like, yeah, I like it for the buy or whatnot. Is that easy? When they say to wait for break, close, retest. All right, I'm going to go over the break, close, retest now because I see a lot of that. Okay, so break, close, retest. Here we go. We've got an example of it right here, guys. Break, close, retest is essentially an area that you have marked up, a solid area in the market, and you're waiting for a break. So this is your break right here, this big green candle. But again, your close. If this thing breaks and it's live, you cannot just enter if it comes back to this point. You need to wait for that candle to actually break it. In order for a candle to be considered to have broken an area, it has to be the body. Okay. So you have to wait for the 4 hours or whatever time frame you're on to actually close for this to be considered broken. So this candle broke this zone. Now, this is your break. This is your close. Candle closed up here. We got a new candle. If you were going to play that retest, you'd just be waiting for price to come back. So here's your break, close. Here's your retest. Granted, this one pulled past, but this would have been your retest entry. This would have been your retest entry. This would have been a retest, a retest, a retest. All of those are considered retests. Just like right here. From same zone, just from the top side. This candle is our break. You guys see how the body, I can't stand that little, I don't know why it won't just give me like a pointer. Do that on TradingView. I don't know how to do that on here. But you guys see this candle right here? How the body broke it? So we have our break, close. Okay, break and close just means we're on to a new candle. This body broke that zone. Here's a retest right here. You see this massive wick on this candle? That's your retest. Price came back up, bam, retested, died. So this would have been break, retest, take it for the sell, you're clearing. This one, break, retest to the top side, break, close, retest, excuse me. Does that kind of make sense for the break and the retest? Or the BCR, excuse me. I never use like any abbreviations. That's why when you asked that, I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, what? Like, what does he want me to show? That are called out in the signals. It depends on who's calling out that trade. They will always tell you where they got their entry points from, though. Like at the bottom of that trade, it should say, Owanda chart or Trading View Pepperstone or Trading View, whichever chart. They'll tell you what chart it is that they're using, or it'll say, sway numbers. Can we enter a trade in sway if we see the callouts in the signal chats? Yeah, definitely. So if you see a trade in the signal chat, you guys can enter it onto sway. But again, if you're gonna set up a limit, your best bet is, if it's like a Trading View chart, is to set up that alert on Trading View and wait for it to hit on Trading View, because they're not marking up on sway. They're not looking at sway, excuse me. They're looking at Trading View and that specific chart. So the numbers could be a little bit off. So that's the one thing I would recommend, is to also have Trading View, because again, as of right now, Trading View is still being used. Eventually, we would like to solely just use sway charts so everybody's on the same page, but sway charts doesn't go back far enough right now. So that's why we're still using Trading View. Of course. If you do the click trade, it's going to be right here, guys. So do you see this 5? This is your lot size. So you're going to enter in your lot size right here. So let's say we wanted to enter in like a 0.05. I'm going to type in my lot size. Oops, sorry. Right here in the center. And then I would just click buy, or I would click sell. So this is what you're willing to lose, or excuse me, not willing to lose. This is what you're willing to risk. This is your lot size. So you would just type in your lot and then you would click bam, buy or sell. If you are not sure what lot size to use, I would highly recommend, I'll drop the little cheat sheet, but then I would recommend, honestly, just coming into like your demo, clicking buy and messing around with this. Put your protection orders up and just be like, okay, cool. If I decide I want to enter Bitcoin at like a 0.5, and just set like a stop loss and a TP and be like, all right, my account can hold a 0.5 or my account can hold a 1.5 or whatever the case may be, just to help you guys get more used to it. Retest of which line? Okay, so your break, close, and retest, it's going to be determined on the chart markups that you have. I just use this one for an example, but this yellow line right here, let me change the color so you guys can see it. I was just kind of showing you guys like an example. So typically you guys are going to learn how to do all this. You're going to mark up your zones. You're going to have support resistance zones. You're going to have order blocks, all your fancy things. And those are going to be, your entry points. Now, if you're looking to play like a break, close, and retest, you're going to be looking at, let's say, something like this. And we expect, let's say we expect Bitcoin to die. We expect it to break this and make a lower low and a lower high. That's when you would be looking and you'd be kind of waiting for like that break, close, and then you're going to grab the retest here. So we would want this red candle to come down here, close below, and it has to fully close. That candle has to end. You have to wait for it to end. Once the body closes and you get a new candle, then you can play the retest. So then you would just be waiting. It could be, like right here. It took 1, 2, 3 candles to finally retest it. Whereas this one, it broke close and it retested on the next candle. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that next candle that's going to give you your retest. It could be, 2 candles down the road where it retested. Ooh, excuse me. A wick counts as a retest. Yeah, so really all a retest is price coming back to that point. So right here, this wick right here, that's a retest. Price, I mean, even right here, guys, look at this. A wick is definitely, that would be your entry point if you were playing a break, close, and retest. This green candle right here, you guys see how it closed above? I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see. This green candle closed just barely above. Bam. Look at what this next candle did. This one broke above. Next candle, retested. If you wanted to play the retest on that, this would have been your entry. This would have been your entry right here. Break, close. Here's your retest. Bam, you enter. Price shoots way up here. Okay. This one, here's your break, close, retest. Your retest, all it is just price coming back to that area. So yeah, wicks are definitely, you're going to see a lot of wicks and examples for that. Go to the setting, then general, then uncheck the crosshairs. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Setting, general, crosshair. I don't have mine on. Unless somebody asked that question. I thought that was telling me how to get rid of this like square thing. I just want a pointer. Got it. Thank you. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta add. I'll add a class. I was doing a basics class for a little while. It just gets hard. I have two little ones and my daughter's not always cooperative. She's sleeping right now. Turn it. Settings. Crosshair. Settings. I don't know. I don't want that. Oh, I got it. Awesome. Thank you. That worked. I appreciate it. I can't stand like that because I'm trying to like point to a candle and it's just this line here. But does that kind of help better understand? I know if you're brand new and I was just talking to them about the break close retest, please don't feel like overwhelmed and completely lost. It's perfectly okay. You're going to learn these things as you move forward in these classes and as you move forward with like your trading journey. We'll learn all this. I just figured we'd touch on it because we had a few more minutes and somebody had asked. How do you guys feel about next week? Entering into trades. Do you guys understand that now? Let me know. You guys feeling confident to jump into some trades, whether it be on your demo or your live, whatever the case may be? A whole lot better. Beautiful. I'm excited. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Awesome. I love it. Yes, on my demo. Yeah, definitely. If you guys are brand new, use the demo. Don't be scared of a demo. There will always be more trades, I promise. You are not missing out on nothing by using a demo. Demos are absolutely great to get you guys comfortable and confident using Sway because your live looks identical to this. Nothing's going to change from the demo to the live except for the fact that it's live money. Learned a lot. Beautiful, beautiful. Awesome, guys. So I did record this. Let me stop recording really quick because I know some people couldn't make it. Of course, guys. Stop recording.